What's up, y'all? It's the Dr. Investor back again with another fire video. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about real estate investing, personal finance, personal growth, and entrepreneurship. Today I have a very awesome video for you guys. I will be talking about how to determine what rent you should be charging as a landlord. Before I get into the topic, you know what to do. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and I'll be right back with the topic. So the number one factor that you should be using to determine how much rent you should charge is knowing what your competition is charging. This means knowing what similar properties in your neighborhood are going for. These are properties with similar bedrooms, similar bathrooms, similar amenities are going for. This will ultimately determine how much you'll be able to charge, because at the end of the day, if a tenant sees a property that's going for $4,500 a month who has the exact same bedrooms and the pretty similar amenities, and they see another one down the street that's going for $3,500 that has the exact same bedrooms, bathrooms, and amenities, that tenant is likely going to go down the street and save $1,000 on their rent. So it's very important that your price to be comparable to similar properties in your neighborhood. So now I'm going to get into how to determine what other rental properties are going for in your area. So you need to be looking at the resources that tenants are looking for when they're looking for rental property. This includes Zillow, Apartments.com, Craigslist. These are some of the most used websites that tenants are using in order to find rental properties. So you want to make sure you're in the location tenants are looking for properties and that your property is comparable to what other listings are that are similar to your property. Personally, I'm in Chicago, Illinois, and as you all know, I rent out to Section 8 tenants. And within Chicago, Section 8 determines the rent to be based on fair market rent. If you have a property in a highly desired neighborhood which Section 8 deems to be mobility area, they're willing to pay above market rent. So you're able to charge even more than what market rate tenants are charging. But if you're charging the market rate tenant, make sure you are looking at these websites I mentioned earlier, the Zillows, the Craigslist, the Apartments.com, to make sure you have a comparable property rent-wise. So one of the most important factors when even renting out your property is pairing that high quality property that you have with a high quality tenant. At the end of the day, your real estate business will be making or broken based on what tenant you decide to put on your property. A bad tenant will cause you headaches. They'll cost a lot of money. It can cost upwards to $100,000 to evict a tenant, which is essentially probably all the rental income you'll make for that decade. So having a bad tenant can essentially ruin your real estate business and make you never want to be a landlord again. On the other side, finding a high quality tenant will do your real estate business wonders. They will be pleasant to deal with. They'll take care of that home. They'll pay their rent on time. These are the type of tenants you're looking for, and they will only enhance your real estate business. So as a landlord, your most expensive cost is a tenant moving out and having to find a new tenant. This is called turnover, and you want to try to minimize the amount of turnover that you have within your property. So if you're renting out to market rate tenant, one of the ways to get your tenant to stay a long time is to charge a little bit under market rate. This will entice tenants to stay, because if you're a high quality landlord and have a high quality property in a high quality neighborhood that tenants want to be in, that tenant, when they think about moving out at the end of their lease, they're then going to go look around to see what other properties do I have to move into. And when they see they're charging more than you're charging, they'll be less likely to move. And like I said, on top of this, they already have a high quality landlord, a high quality property with high quality amenities in a high quality neighborhood. Why would they move when they essentially have everything they want and are paying under market rent? Landlord that rents out to market rate tenants, one of the ways to keep tenants a longer time is charging less than market rate for your rent. When you rent out your property has a big determining factor on how much rent you can charge. I personally rent out to families, and typically families are looking to move between the springs and summer months. This is because they don't want to uproot their children in the middle of the school year to move to a different home. So it's very important that when you're renting, in order to maximize that rent, to rent during the spring and summer months, because whether it's a family or a single individual's leases are typically ending during these months, and they're looking for new properties to be in during this month. As opposed when you're renting out during the winter months, it may be harder to find tenants because most individuals are not looking for new properties during this time, and you may not be able to maximize the amount of rent you can get when you're doing this. So if you are renting out during these winter months, maybe a way to entice high quality tenants that are looking for properties are charging under market rate. And when you sign that lease with that tenant, make sure that lease goes until the next spring or summer. That way, if that tenant decides to move out, you'll be looking for a new tenant when your property is in high demand during these spring and summer months that I mentioned. Another way to maximize the amount of rent you can be getting for your property is to have amenities that tenants are looking for. So if you live in an area where a lot of people drive, an amenity you want to have within your property is making sure that you have parking available. Another amenity that a lot of tenants want is to feel secure in the property they're inhabiting. This means having doors that lock multiple ways. This means having security cameras available. These are some of the amenities that tenants want to have in order to feel secure. Other amenities that tenants may want are a pool. So if you're renting out to a family, high quality families typically want to be in areas that have great school districts. They also want to be in areas that have fresh grocery stores available, entertainment available. So make sure you have these amenities within the neighborhood that you're living in, amenities within the property such as stainless steel appliances, air conditioning, hardwood floors are a common thing that individuals desire within their home. So make sure you're in tune with what tenants want in your area. This goes back to making sure you know what other properties in your areas have. That way you're on par with what your competition is. If you like this video, you know what to do. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And if you know anybody that'll benefit from my content, make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. The Dr. Investor is out.